Hi, my name is Logan Perry, and this will be my research dissemination on the journal article Compulsory Sexuality Evaluating an Emerging Concept. So, for the introduction, this was published by Christine Gupta in 2015 in the Women's Studies journal Science. It explores how social constructs around the assumed necessity of sexual desire and behavior and how asexuality challenges these norms. This relates the class by discussing how social regulations like compulsory sexuality intersect with various forms of systemic inequality, including classism. The article is sociologically interesting because it provides insights into how sexuality is not merely an individual attribute, but a complex social construct enforced by various societal norms and expectations. It was chosen for its critical examination of compulsory sexuality, which offers an innovative perspective in understanding how sexual norms impact individual identity and social standing. So, some background info. It investigates how societal norms impose a requirement for individuals to express and experience sexual desire. The literature review in the article covers various themes, such as compulsory heterosexuality, intersectionality, the evolution of asexuality, and the article also employs several theoretical frameworks, such as feminist theory and queer theory. Some more background info. Some of the article contributions are a comprehensive analysis of compulsory sexuality as a social construct, as well as integrating the concept of asexuality into broader sociological and feminist discussions about sexuality. Some of the intentions of the article is to challenge existing norms, encourage inclusivity, and encourage further research. The overarching research question is, how does the societal assumption that all individuals should experience sexual desire act as a form of social control? And what are the implications of this for those who identify as asexual? Some specific questions that the research addresses is, how are asexual individuals marginalized by the norms of compulsory sexuality? What are the historical and social factors that contribute to this normalization of sexual desire? And how do societal norms around sexuality intersect with other identities? Some qualitative research questions and themes are the exploration of personal narratives from asexual individuals regarding their experiences with these expectations, as well as an examination of the discourse in media and academic literature regarding the legitimacy and recognition of asexual identities. The article argues that compulsory sexuality is a pervasive social system that regulates and dictates human behavior by imposing sexual desire as a normative state, thereby marginalizing those who do not conform, such as asexual individuals. Some of the methodology includes an intersectional approach, which considers how various identities interact with sexual identity to influence experiences of compulsory sexuality. The sample employs a qualitative research methodology to critically analyze and interpret the frameworks that uphold compulsory sexuality. Specific details about the sample aren't provided in the article. However, the research likely includes narratives or testimonies from asexual individuals. The data collection likely involves collecting personal accounts and experiences via interviews or surveys conducted with asexual individuals and includes an extensive review of existing literature on sexuality, asexuality, and social norms, as well as an analysis of media representations and academic discussions around these topics. Gupta's academic and professional background is in women's, gender, and sexuality studies. This work often intersects with feminist theory and queer theory. The positionality of Gupta might be reflected in these perspectives, suggesting a commitment to uncovering and challenging the normative structures that govern sexual identity. Some limitations of the research include its sample diversity, subjectivity, and its overall generalizability. First main finding is the marginalization of asexual identities. The research highlights how societal norms that enforce compulsory sexuality marginalize asexual individuals, treating them as deviant or pathological because they do not experience sexual desire. Excerpts from interviews where asexual individuals describe their experiences of exclusion or pathologization could illustrate this finding. For example, a quote from an interviewee might say, "I've always felt out of place, like I needed to fix something about myself because I didn't feel what everyone else seemed to be feeling." This is crucial for understanding the broader implications of how sexual norms shape societal structures and individual experiences, calling for a reevaluation of what is considered normal and encourages inclusivity and acceptance of diverse sexual identities. This finding relates to our previous course discussions on gender norms, identity, and socialization. The second main finding concerns the intersectionality of compulsory sexuality, in which the study points out that compulsory sexuality intersects with other social identities such as race, gender, and class, creating complex layers of discrimination and privilege. This emphasizes that the experience of compulsory sexuality is not uniform, but varied according to one's position within other social hierarchies. A case study showing how an individual from a marginalized background experiences these layers of complexity around the issue of sexuality could be used to illustrate this point. For instance, an excerpt might detail a person of color's narrative about the combined challenges of racial and sexual identity expectations. Understanding the intersectional nature of compulsory sexuality can deepen our comprehension of how various forms of oppression are interconnected, which directly ties into our course's focus on intersectionality and social structures. Some of the conclusion includes an overview of our research questions, as well as our main findings, which are the marginalization of asexual identities, as well as the intersectionality of compulsory sexuality. Finally, the article's relevance to class provides a critical examination of sexual norms, a central theme in understanding gender and sexuality dynamics, which highlights how these norms are socially constructed and enforced, aligning with our course discussions on gender norms, identity, and socialization. Its relevance to sociology revolves around its contributions to the broader discourse on how power and social control are maintained through normative constructs around sexuality. This challenges traditional sociological narratives that often overlook the experiences of asexual individuals and other non normative sexual identities. It is important for others to read as it is crucial for anyone interested in understanding the complexities of sexual identity beyond the binary of sexual or non sexual. This is valuable for those who are involved in crafting inclusive policies, as well as educational programs that can recognize and validate a wide range of sexual identities. Finally, for future research, some suggestions for future research by the authors include expanding the research to include more diverse populations within the asexual community, to explore variations in experiences across different demographics, as well as investigating the impact of digital media and online communities in shaping perceptions and norms around asexuality. Some questions about the article's topic or findings include: how do variations in asexual identity, such as demisexuals, experience and navigate compulsory sexuality? And what are the long-term psychological and social impacts of being marginalized due to non-normative sexual identities? Some room for improvement in the research includes increasing sample diversity, as well as incorporating quantitative measures. Some of my personal suggestions for future research include educational interventions, which can research the effectiveness of educational programs designed to challenge stereotypes about sexual desire and promote a broader understanding of sexual diversity. Here's my works cited, and that is my presentation. Thank you guys so much.